I mean, it wasn't pretty. And some games aren't going to be pretty. I was just proud that we defended and rebounded. And we always played for these type of days when you're not making shots. And I guess it wasn't pretty. But in the end, we got it done because we defended and rebounded.
It looked like when you guys went over by the students, looked like Coach almost wanted you to jump in like they do at Packer games. Looked like you were resistant.
No, I don't really like to do all that. I just want to fly under the radar. So just, I don't want to do all that. It's fine. Just another game.
Does it mean anything in particular to be playing potentially your last, or at least definitely your last regular season game at Case Gym?
No, I mean, it was just another game. I'm happy we got the win. To go out on a winning note, that's definitely great. But other than that, it's really just another game.
Yeah, with Jeff certainly not 100%. Make more of an effort to rebound. 6 rebounds again tonight.
Well, that's something Coach has been on me about since the first day I've seen him. So that's something that's key to our program, defending, rebound and stuff. Definitely trying to make conscious efforts to rebound.
So does it mean a little bit more tonight to get the win on team night for John and for what he's done for the past 4 years as the only senior?
John's an incredible guy, on and off the court. So I mean, you want to come out and win every game you're playing. That's just being a basketball player, being competitive. But it's definitely great, to have John senior night here last regular season game in Case Gymnasium. John did so much for the school, so it was great.
John, what was that moment like with your parents walking out for that rose?
Well, I mean, I really don't like moments like that, but I guess it was nice for them. I guess it was a good thing that they got to experience, after Trump supporting me my whole life, both of them and my aunt. And after all that, and to get the flowers and the jersey, that must have been really special for them. And it was really special to be with them and to allow them to have that moment. So, yeah, it was nice.
John, you started off the game kind of in a cold spell on offense. Was there anything in the middle of the game that you did to kind of adjust to get back your stroke?
I just tried to keep a good attitude and try and keep shooting. That's basically all I really ever try and do. Sometimes they go in, you get lucky, so today was good. I mean, I was able to break out of it a little bit, so that was good.
When things aren't going your guys' way, it normally seems like you can't get to loose balls go right through your hand. Can you break down that play in the first half where, John, you dole on the ball and then had the presence of mind to find that, and then you finished, and it just sort of seemed like a play where things hadn't quite been going the way you wanted in that first half, and it just sort of sparked the comeback and got you guys close at the halftime to make it possible to come back in the second half and have that run?
I mean, that's basically what our program is based on, and that basically is attitude, doing all the little things, the dives, the extra passes, and the things that go into winning. So I think that play may have sparked something, but we try and do that every day, and that's something that we emphasize because that's basically what our program is all about, doing those little things, the attitude plays, and that was just an example of it, a great example of it.
Darryl, were you noticing anything that you could get an advantage of running down court off defensive rebounds and getting ahead of the defense, getting on fast break?
Well, in our program, our wings always went hard. That's something we emphasize. Bring to the paint on defense and on offense, then fill in the floor. And getting down the court. So I mean, just doing what we're taught, and our point guard, he's jet quick, and Griff gets it down the court, so we're just getting down the court and getting some easy ones.
looked like you guys were trying to make a concerted effort at the beginning of the start of the second half to get to the basket, at least the first couple of possessions there, because it looked like maybe the three-point shooting was a little off at the first half, and it paid off in the first couple of possessions. Talk about the game plan there and how that played out towards the end of the game when the three-point shooting started to open up again.
Yeah, definitely. Shots aren't always going to fall. That's why you just focus on spinning and rebounding. But on the offense then, if shots aren't falling, the only thing you do is go to the basket and work it into the post, and that'll create easy ones outside. You get easier looks. So that's something we emphasized at halftime, and just actually in the first half too. But it's just something that we've been doing all year. Shots aren't falling. You just gotta attack the basket or get it into our post. Get easier looks that way.
Players. Good job, guys. Get some rest, okay? I'll text you guys later. See you. See you, John. John, you don't need to be here. Just be here.
Oh, that's
Okay?
fine.
Yeah. All right.
John talked about how he doesn't like the spotlight and the attention on him. Earlier in the year, you weren't starting because you wanted more leadership from him. Of course, he was in the lineup eventually. He's been a little bit of a reluctant leader in that sense, like he doesn't want the attention on him, but he's had to do it because he hasn't seen him.
Reluctance, it's a good choice of words. I would say a quiet leader. He does it in his way. That dive, rebounding, assuming rebounds, he had 5. That's good. He does it in little ways that you don't know. In huddles, he'll say more than he said in the past. And it's just really started to develop since the last week in January going into February. And there's no coincidence we're on a little winning streak here because of it.
Coach, John started off pretty cold from outside. Is there any focus to try to get him to drive to the more with this time and try to create offense like that?
I got to be honest with you. I think it's him. I'm not a big fan of him. I'm sorry to say. I think you have to have it because it's important to the family. I think they need that. But you're a human being. You think about this is my last game. I'm with my mom. I'm giving her flowers. I'm getting a jersey. I'm getting a ball. I'm not going to mess you up a little bit. I think it'll mess anybody up. Mess me up. So in his defense, I think it took him a little while to get the cobwebs out. And I just tell these guys they got to mix it. Got to mix it. I'll let you shoot the threes. I don't yell at you too much about your offense. I'll get on you about your defense and your toughness and your rebounding. But I just think he was just tonight in general. He won't admit that, but he might admit it.
Looking at a guy who doesn't seem to be reluctant to lead, Matt has played more and more minutes over the past couple stretch, whereas DJ, whether it be playing more games than he used to or just not being quite as confident, hitting a bit of a rut. What's going into that decision, and what does Matt bring to the table that DJ isn't quite there yet?
What? I really like playing them together, to be honest with you. The only reason DJ's minutes at the crease the last 2 games is foul trouble. But I think we need DJ out there because of speed. Speed really hurts. It hurts other teams when they get back on their heels. And I like Matt out there because he stretches it and gives opportunities for John and Daryl. So when you have 4 or 5 offensive weapons out there, it's tough to defend. And they try to take John away, they try to take Daryl away, and then you got Matt Griffin making plays. So, and against that 1-3-1, we did a really good job. I don't even think we turned it over against the 1-3-1, maybe one time. Against the 1-3-1, you got to get shots. So we put him right in that slot, take shots, make decisions. I thought he did a really good job. And his leadership has been outstanding.
Only 5 points from your bench today. Any concern? Travis might be getting closer to being back, just not 100%. Any concern about that?
You know what? I'm not, to be honest with you, because Jeff picked up 2 fouls quick, picked up, how many, another 2 fouls quick, the other with 4. He just seemed like he picked up 4. So he picked up a lot of quick fouls. And we were struggling to score. So you got to keep your offensive weapons in there a little bit longer than I would have liked. But, we got to develop Mike Terry. He's got to play a little bit more minutes right now because he's in that spot. Unfortunate for Travis. And we gave Travis a chance, and he did some good things. He's got to get his wind back. A little out of shape. So once he gets back, I think our bench is going to be a positive.
Looking at that foul trouble that Pat Hazel and Jeff got into earlier, what can you say about Dom coming out in the second half? It looks like he really went to a whole other level on the board. Finished with 8 rebounds, 3 offensively.
And it was all in the last 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, with Dominic, he's like a thoroughbred. And sometimes you got to be a jockey and you just got to keep hitting and keep hitting and keep hitting and keep hitting and keep hitting until that light turns on. And I felt like I did that to him all game long. And at a point, as a coach, you feel like, man, we're killing this kid. You feel bad. But the light went on with like 4 or 5 minutes to go, and he got some big rebounds. He used his big body and moved people around. He did some great things. And that's what we need from him. And we've seen it. We saw it before the Albany game. I forget the game it was. Maine, we saw it. Stony Brook, we saw it a little bit. So he's extremely talented. We need him down the home stretch.
Going into half, you were shooting 37%. Second half, you shot 54%. Anything particular you said at halftime that?
You know, with me, we make halftime adjustments, there's no doubt. But it's all about effort and how hard we played. I felt like we sleepwalked the first half. And other than John diving and Griff diving and taking a charge here and there, I mean, for the most part, there wasn't 5 guys playing. It was 1, 5 guys not playing hard. We talked about that. We talked about they were switching a lot on their defensive assignments. And, you know, if you're going to if a 5-man's going to pick up our point guard, to me that's a disadvantage. That's an advantage for us. So we got to attack. And I think that's why we got a couple of early fouls in that second half that kind of helped us. But they had a lot of wide open shots. That's a good team. They just did a great job against me. I mean, for whatever reason, those threes weren't falling. But they got like 4 or 5 clean looks that were at their place. So this outcome is a different story.
Coach, lots of offensive fouls called in the game, lots of charges. Any particular reason why you thought that was going on?
You know, it's such a judgment call. Block charge is such a hard call. It really is. And I feel for those guys. I know I was on them a little bit, but it's a hard call. It's a hard call. We teach jump stopping. We teach the Euro move, 1 step, and then change directions. And tonight, for whatever reason, I don't mind a couple, I got to be honest with you, because that shows we're being aggressive. And if they want to step up and take the hit, all right, good. But we got to do the same thing in the other one.
Tonight you got rebounds then 40-19. Looks like you boys are finally getting a message of rebounding.
We're not there yet. Remember I told you guys last year when we were there. We're just not there yet. And we did a good job rebounding the ball. It looks statistic-wise we did a good job defensively, but there were some holes there. We got to keep working. We got to keep tapping, and we'll get there. But I was happy we pursued long rebounds because they shot 26 threes. So if you're going to miss that amount of threes, there's long rebounds to be had. Again, that's a good team. They play hard. They made it very difficult for everybody tonight because we couldn't run good offensive sets. I mean, we couldn't get open. We just tried to spread them out in the second half and do some different things.
Are you worried about fatigue at all going into the Tuesday?
I was. I mean, we didn't get to bed. These kids didn't get to bed until 1:30 Thursday night. We tried to let them sleep in until like 9, but still. I mean, we just played a tough game against Albany in MSG, all the emotions, all the excitement. And then you got to turn around and play again on Saturday. I was definitely worried about that. And same goes for them. I mean, they played in a brutal game against Maine. Maine made a nice run in the second half. Thanks, guys.